What's up, guys? We got our bags. This is we're going to be living out of for the next 5 months, and we're going to do a quick unbagging so you can see what we have, how we pack it, and everything that goes into it. Let's go.
All right, so real quick, I'm going to give you a rundown of what all is in our bag and a little bit more in depth, and then after this, Brad's going to show you how we pack it into our pack and kind of make it fit nice and neatly and tight. So starting, we're going to start on the outside of the bag. We're going to have our water, which we're going to carry just disposable Smart Water or Life Water 1 liter bottles, and then we've got different filters, water filters, but basically capture water in this, filter it through this into the bottles. You're good. With these 2 bags, we can both carry up to 4 liters if it's a long stretch without water. Moving down, we've got our trekking poles, which will, when we're not using them, just be attached to the side of the pack, but most of the time we'll be using them, and they also help stand up our tents. So they're a little double purpose there. We've got our little butt pad for breaks and lunch, if we're sitting on rocks or the ground's hard or whatever. Little luxury item that we thought would be good. We got our food bag, which obviously has food. It has our cook system, our stove, and it's got our spoon in there, or our spork in there. And then we got our ditty bag, which has first aid kit, toothbrush, electronics, things like battery chargers, extra batteries, that sort of thing. And then we got our rock hanging kit for hanging our food up off the ground. We got a trowel for the number 2s, little mosquito net for Oregon and Washington, because we've heard the mosquitoes are a nightmare. Then getting the clothes, getting inside the bag, we've got rain jacket, and then moving down, we got our tent. We got our stakes and our little pole that kind of supports the tent. And then we got our quilt right here, packed down real nice and neat. Sleeping pad. I'm going to be carrying an iPad to edit photos and probably videos on at night and in towns and stuff. So I'll have that between my quilt and between my down jacket, which is the next item, the down jacket for nights at camp or if it's super cold or whatever. And then this is stuff we're not going to carry the whole way, but when we do carry it, it's going to be really important. And that's going to be in the North Cascades and the High Sierras. And this is going to be crampons for the bottoms of our shoes. Little teeth so we're not sliding down the face of mountains. And ice axe. Good old ice axe. So hopefully we don't have to use those items that much, but if we do, we'll be glad we have them. And moving down to some little odds and ends, we've got... These are what's going to go in our hip pocket on our backpack. We got a headlamp, and I've got the little Garmin InReach Mini. Thank you, David Babusette, for this. You're amazing. And then we go to our extra fanny pack, which for me, I'm going to load down with camera gear. The G7X Mark II, which I'm going to use for time lapses and things like that. The GoPro, the microphone, extra batteries. Probably put snacks in there with my phone in the back of it. So that's going to be really, really handy to have. And I think that about does it. We're gonna go through and kind of weigh a couple things so you can get an idea of how much they weigh.
Weighing in with Cole.
With Cole. Thanks for being here, Cole.
Yeah, no problem.
Pleasure to have you. All right, so we're gonna get started with the Garmin InReach Mini. Coming in at
3.6 ounces.
3.6 ounces. So light, so vital to the safety of our trip, and it will give peace of mind to our parents. Thank you, David Babusette. Next, let's go with the quilt. Let's get to some big items. Let's go with the quilt. Coming in at
1 pound, 14 ounces.
Pretty light, packed down pretty small. Next, we got our sleeping pad.
1 pound, 4 ounces.
1 pound, 4 ounces, that's not bad. Now we got one of the heavier items, the old iPad.
iPad Mini.
iPad Mini 5, coming in at
1 pound, 3 ounces.
Pretty heavy item, but gonna be crucial to the content we're creating while on trail. This will be the last item we weigh. But everybody wants to know what an ice axe weighs, don't they? 1 pound,
1 pound, 4 ounces.
I'm gonna start doing the packing. This is Joshua's bag. Just want to let so we didn't get the same color. First off, we're gonna put this little pack liner in there. It's just to add a little more protection for rain or anything like that. And at the very bottom goes our quilt, and we're just gonna put that in there at the bottom, just sideways like this. And right after that goes the sleeping pad. The sleeping pad, I'm going to set it in there just like at the back of it, just like this, so it adds a little more protection for your back and everything like that. Then we're going to take the down jacket. That just kind of, slides in there. And in the down jacket, we're gonna have the warm weather gloves in there also. And that is everything in the bag, so I'll just roll that down all the way. And after that goes the food bag. We only have 3 days in it right now, but we're gonna usually carry like 6, I believe, and it's gonna be the heaviest thing. So we want that in the center of the bag. Slide that in there. And then on top of that is going to be our tent. That just slides in there like that. And right after that comes the rain jacket. That's going to be on top, so it's easily accessible. And then there is going to be rain gloves, I believe. Yeah, rain gloves. So stuff that in there, and that is going to be everything inside the pack. So we can just go ahead and pack that up. Put a little tight, just like so. Now in this front pocket, we're going to have our tent stakes. Those are going to go at the very bottom. We're putting those at the outside of the bag because, you know, they're going to be dirty. We don't want them inside of everything. And then after that, the tent pole with that. And then it goes to arse pad, right? And that just slides right on the side of it like that. Just like so. And then on the side pocket on one side is going to be our trekking pole. And then on the other side is going to be all of our water. So, you know, our liter bottles, both of those are just going to slide in. And then all this fun stuff. But the ice axe, we're not going to be carrying that the entire way. Probably just through the Sierras, and the crampons are also. And we'll probably, you know, throw those, I don't know, kind of big, but fine. And then we have, you know, our fanny pack around that. But that is about everything. So, thank you.
Now let's find out what it all weighs in the backpack. Total. Here we go. I'm gonna keep a hand on it just so it doesn't fall over. So it's looking like it's gonna be
15.3.
15.3, right around 15 pounds, which isn't that light, but this has food in it. It doesn't have water, so we'll probably be sitting around 25-ish with water, maybe up to 30 on dry stretches. But this is everything that we're gonna need to live out of for 5 to 6 months on the trail. So let's head to the outro. All right, so that's a look into what we're gonna be carrying, how we pack it, and that kind of thing. One thing we did forget when I laid everything out was our clothes. Will you hand me that? We got extra socks, extra underwear, t-shirt at night for camp, for sleeping in. What else was in here? That's about it, huh? Rain pants. Rain pants are in there. But so any clothes that we're not going to be wearing day to day are going to be stuffed in here, and they'll go in the bottom, probably on top of our quilts. So that was one thing we forgot.
And also camp shoes. I just kind of, I don't know why I got these. I thought they were really cool, and I thought I looked kind of like a dad with them. So I got these. Josh has some flip-flops coming in, and as you can see, these will probably just hang right here on the back of my backpack.
Thanks for sticking around and listening to us ramble on for a couple minutes. Hope that answered some of y'all's questions, because when we did the Q&A a while back, we had quite a few questions about what we were carrying, and at that time we didn't have anything. We had very little things, or very few things. But now we have pretty much everything. So if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. If you'd like any specifics, like what kind of food we carry, maybe what's on our first aid, or a little bit more in-depth on anything in particular, let us know, and we'll go into that before we leave. We've got 3 weeks and
5 days. 3 weeks.
3 weeks and 5 days, and we've kind of been telling y'all that we're waiting to hear from the PCTA. We got an email on Monday, I believe, and they're kind of on the fence. It's weird and it's frustrating. So
Josh reached out to this other guy who was supposed to be starting, what, 2 days after we left, the 20th. And he basically said that it'd be a good idea to just keep an eye out for the towns that are not so, you know, welcoming right now because of the current situation. And maybe we're going to start sending more resupplies as like along the way, instead of going into the towns that don't want people coming through, obviously. But we're gonna send out some emails probably tomorrow or the day on, asking if it's okay for us to come in and stuff like that.
To companies, to like restaurants and gear companies, we're gonna send an email and just kind of see what their pulse is, see what they're thinking about the whole situation, because it seems like the PCTA just doesn't want to say it's okay to go, but it's hard. It's a weird situation. But this is us telling you we are going on Monday, June 15th. We're flying to Washington, to Winthrop, Washington, and we're hiking the PCT. So we're really excited. It's been kind of a stressful couple of days because it was so back and forth, and now all of a sudden the gas is all the way down and we're going. But it's exciting, and we're really looking forward to it. We got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of work to do in the next 3 weeks and 5 days. And if you made it this far, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.